It is day 30 of designing a festive island in 30 days without using my storage. A month ago, we set out on a perilous journey to defy the odds and answer this question. Can you design an Animal Crossing island in 30 days with only your inventory as storage? We embarked on an island vacation, made some friends, and made the mad dash to literally deck this island with boughs of holly bushes. With absolute busts to absolutely bangin' and productive days, we finally get to see the fruits of our labor unfold on the last day of 2023. I feel like if I try to up the ante and try to make this anxiety-inducing, it's not going to be particularly genuine. So did I finish this island in 30 days without using my storage? Abso-freaking-lutely. We made it to the 30 days and completed the objectives, which were to design a festive island in 30 days without using my storage. It had to be completely decorated with at least 2 major festive builds. It had to be a 5-star island, and I had to make this entire island accessible. The other thing that I wanted to include was getting a photo from at least one villager and pay off Harv's Island, although that wasn't really necessary, but I did it anyway. And to add a little bit to the challenge itself, I did officially pay off my loan. And I think this is going to be the time that I set the DA because it is still a little bright out and the lights are just coming on. And I think what I'm going to spend the rest of today doing is cleaning up the island just a little bit, and then we'll celebrate the new year with our villagers. I wasn't quite sure what to talk about for today because, I feel like I've done it. I've completed the island. I feel very good about the process, the timing, the layout that I created. I'm very grateful that I stuck with a no terraforming and no waterscaping island. It removed a lot of stress from my overall experience for 30 days, but I feel that for those who want to start 30-day challenges but don't feel like they can do it for whatever reason, I want to tell you that you don't have to reinvent the wheel when you do challenges like this. My rule of thumb is make it a challenge for you, but don't make it so much of a challenge that you don't feel like you can do it or that you get burnt out really quickly. If this removes the magic, I'm sorry. I don't mean to do it this way, but I think it's really important to be very transparent about my process with starting this island. I started recording this island in mid-October. I wanted to make sure to have all of the recordings done by the middle of November so that I can have a delightful buffer in posting every day starting December 2nd. The reason why I did this was my life at that point was rather tumultuous. I am the parent of a very young child. And because I have a child at home, it was really important for me to give myself that breathing room and space so that, in case I was sick or I was really run down, I wouldn't lose a day and it would affect my posting time in December. The best advice I was given from designing a 30-day challenge was if you can do a recording or multiple recordings in a day, you should do that. It will allow for you to have that space in case you aren't feeling well one day, which happened to me twice. And the integrity of this island is still true. I completed this island in 30 days. It wasn't consecutive. I missed a day or two, but I wasn't signing on and, doing things on the days that I had already done recording. And with challenges like this, and especially with design games like Animal Crossing, I remember seeing how it almost felt like content creators had to up the ante with every single island. It couldn't just be a core. It had to be something even more profound and hard and incredible. And honestly, even with challenges like this, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. If designing an island in 30 days is a challenge enough for you, design an island in 30 days. it doesn't have to exclude Nintendo Online. It doesn't have to exclude custom codes. It doesn't have to take away anything other than a specific challenge that you have. I chose a no storage island challenge because I have this tendency to hoard a lot of things in my games. And I thought it would be really interesting to go back to the older farming sims where your storage was really your inventory. And there are a few games that still hold true to that. But to me, I thought it was really helpful to acknowledge that it's important to use what you have and to really consider why you hold on to things in a certain way. And I wanted to do a festive island because I've never designed a holiday island before. Sure, I've decorated a little bit for the holidays for various islands, but I've never had a true blue holiday island that celebrated a literal holiday. And it was important to me to see like how far I could push myself and use items that I have adamantly disliked using in the past. Like the ornament DIYs, I, for the life of me, could never figure out how to use them effectively without it feeling or looking relatively tacky. And so anyone that has done Festive Islands before, hats off to you, because I could absolutely never. And what I loved about choosing to do a summer island that was for the holidays is I like learning about new ways of experiencing joy. And the fact that there is an entire hemisphere that goes relatively unacknowledged with how they celebrate December holidays, from Christmas to Kwanzaa to Hanukkah. It's really cool how they express the holidays in the summer when I would have never considered a true holiday or a true holiday island to be in the summer. What I learned was the decorative DIYs and the ornament DIYs are incredible in the summer. The green grass, the really bright and vibrant colors, it makes this entire island just look like a wonderland of festivity and wholeness and friendship. And I fell in love with this island almost immediately. I also fell in love with a few villagers that I never thought that would truly win my heart over. I've had Renee, the rhino, before, but Biddy is a delightful hippo. I don't know why I ever disliked her. I think she's great. And I am very specific with how I decorate and I try to keep consistent with things, but having certain areas that were unique to villagers to provide a little bit of a storytelling, maybe a little bit of romance, it brought me so much joy to figure out new things and how to decorate this island. Originally, I had only planned to do very minuscule decorating around the island. I had a really hard time figuring out that balance between too much and too little, too extravagant or too tacky. And there are some places that are not fully decorated, like my house specifically isn't super elaborate because the inside is decorated with all 3 rooms. So please be sure to go check that out when you visit the dream address. I was really happy to see how the festivities sort of bled over into other parts of the island that I would have never considered. Using the doll houses to create gyroid communities, giving the Able sisters more of an outdoor market. And oh, wait. If we're going to be talking, we definitely need to get more slingshots with this. So hold on. And perfect. Nice. I have never really had this cohesive of an island before. And despite the villagers being so incredibly different and unique from each other, I made it work. I was able to utilize different fencing that I've never done before. I was able to let nature shine. And I really learned how to build to the restrictions of a no terraforming or waterscaping island. Some of that was a bit of an issue, I will be honest, but I really feel that this is hands down one of my favorite islands to have worked on. I'm really glad that I took the time to go back here because I have been wanting to utilize that kotatsu for, I think, the majority of the last week of this challenge. And I think I just have to admit the fact that it's not going to be utilized. I was really hoping to make it work with the cookout, but I don't think I have it in me to tinker with it, especially it being day 30 of this challenge. And I guess the main question that I can ask myself is, was there an area that I felt that I could have upped the ante with? Could I have pushed myself and done more with? And I think, actually, you know what? I think I'm going to add something right here, but it's going to be super simple. I only have this one lone tiki torch, so I think we're going to craft a couple of tiki torches to put around this area and to make it look a little bit more intentional and more, you know, like an outdoor party. So let's put one right here, one right there. I'm having a hard time placing the fourth one without it being a fire hazard. So either I need to just accept it with 3, or maybe, yeah, you know what? I think 3 is good enough. That should be fine. There are a few places that are empty that I can add. Maybe a weed here, a couple of flowers that are overgrown in the back area, which I'm sure will be stressful. But I did talk about wanting to bake something so I can place them around the island. So what would be a good, like, I don't know, a movie food? Snack bread would be cute. That's pretty adorable. Ooh, maybe pretzels. Oh, wait, no, pretzels though. Pretzels would be a really nice one. I don't think I've crafted that one yet. I can also probably craft a peach smoothie because that is my native fruit, which I completely eradicated from this island. So yeah, we'll do some pretzels and some peach smoothies. That would be nice. And see, now is the day when I don't actively need it, that the presents are coming out in droves. Do you see that? Do you see it? They're just like coming at me when I didn't need them most. So let's see how the pretzels and the peach smoothie look together. Oh yeah, that's much nicer. With challenges like these, I've recognized how important it is for me as a person to have smaller chunks to accomplish in a day that allows for me to complete tasks for an overarching goal. And in content creation or in any form of artistic medium, it is really important to know what your workflow looks like. And what I've recognized from this specific challenge is I definitely flourished with having small, manageable tasks to complete in the span of a couple of hours. And I think that was my saving grace from not getting burnt out from this island in the slightest. In fact, I found a lot of enjoyment planning out the day and being inspired and leaving a couple of days up to interpretation in case I was inspired to work on something later. So if you ever feel that you don't know where to start with a 30-day island, my recommendation is to really just put a very brief outline of day 1 to day 30, right? That's what I did. And so day 1 is you pick your island, you get to meet your starters. And day 2, I would say probably day 2 to day 3 or 4 is the early game stuff, like trying to get to 3 stars, meeting your smug, maybe finding more villagers, getting all of that set up so that you finally can get, at the very least, path laying and all that. And so from there, I was able to pick certain days throughout the challenge of like, I would like to ideally build the one major festive build on this day, and then the second festive build on this day. I want to work on my house one day. I want to celebrate and do the Toy Day event. And today was really just the reflections and whether or not I met my goals. And I was very excited that towards the last week, I not only met my goals, but my stretch goals of this island. And even if I didn't meet my goals, I think the sheer attempt of doing something like this, something new and new to me and profound, has been very invigorating and made me fall in love with Animal Crossing all over again. I didn't realize how easy it is to be swayed by this internalized pressure to create a certain kind of video or do certain kinds of live streams or create certain kinds of islands because of what other people may like. And This was probably the first time in a really long time, friends, that I designed an island that I wanted to create and share, because I think that it would be fun to show other people that you can absolutely do an island with a deadline, with challenges, and have a really fun time doing it. I know for a fact that I probably could have done more with this island if I did terraforming or waterscaping, or if I had treasure islands or order bots, or if I did other things to make it easier for me to receive items like Happy Home Paradise. But honestly, I think this shows that you don't need terraforming or waterscaping or custom codes to make a beautiful island. These sorts of challenges also teach you to be consistent with your builds, and I've never been good at that. And now all of a sudden, it's like it clicked for me to allow for the island to literally speak for itself. I'm going to do the nice thing by donating my very last fossils to Blathers. And I'm very glad that I didn't include the original outline and rules for this challenge, because I think I mistook a 30-day island challenge to being something long-term, like a hard mode or, rags to riches sort of situation. And I realized after I finally just focused on what was my endgame objectives, that if I had done all of the original things that I planned to do for this island, I would have burnt out by day 5, guaranteed. For example, a couple of the rules were that my villagers had, complete autonomy in the sense of like letting them leave, and then I was having to deal with plots that weren't autofilling, so that was really annoying. I also had plans to supporting all of the local businesses. So anytime an NPC was visiting, for example, I had to do their tasks, and so I would get bugs for Flick or fish for CJ. If I wanted to make it even harder for myself, I'd have to collect, a certain type of fish or bug in order to get a model. It was going to be a lot, that's for sure. As I said, you do not have to reinvent the wheel, friends, in order to make a really cool island challenge. You really don't. If you are inspired by somebody who did a specific challenge, like Dan over at Crossing Minute did a DIY island. Console Kato created a spooky island in 30 days without using Nintendo Online. Raven over at Froggy Crossing created a no items island. So really do what makes you happy. I think the last order of business, because I'm fairly certain that everything is up to par with how I want it to be remembered in the dream address. I'm probably going to set the DA to being at that sunset just before dusk, or is that actually dusk? I don't know. I also need to get dressed for the party that's going to be happening in a couple of hours. And you got me a present, Isabel. Thank you. A light stick. Let's go. Thank you. Well, this is fun. Yay! So I'm going to grab a hat for the New Year's, and I'm hoping that the April Sisters has something a little bit more upscale for today, but we'll see. So I'm going to purchase a New Year's hat for the festivities, and I guess we'll go with yellow. I was really hoping for the top hat, but you know what? It's okay. Let's see how this looks. I love it. I look so tacky. It's great. I'm unfortunately not seeing anything festive. For some reason, I thought that they would have like the dresses for New Year's. I don't know why I can't see it, but is there anything that's remotely festive that I could wear? I mean, I guess I could go this route. I mean, we're just going to own the holiday sweater that I have worn for almost this entire challenge. So, you know what? This is fine. This is fine.
A few minutes later.
We are less than 10 minutes away from the new year. So exciting. I'm so excited. And I will say that even though I didn't intend to design this island for the nighttime, it looks pretty bopping at night, I will say. And everyone is looking so great. Oh my goodness. We have Tex and Marlo, and we have Bruce. Oh my goodness. And we have Clay and Cookie and my girl Agnes. Ugh. And we have, wait, where's your girlfriend? Do people stay inside during this event? I literally have no idea. But Agnes, what do you have to say? All's well that ends well, as they say. I don't want to end 2023 with any regrets, so I'm partying all night. Oh my goodness. Well, I'll be sure to give you some coffee for that wicked, delightful hangover I'm sure you're going to get. And well, the year's just about over. Just one more big event to get fired up for the countdown. I've seen this all happen a million times before, but for some reason, I still get goosebumps every time. Marlowe's an Eldritch Horror, confirmed. You've seen this a million times. Wild. Hex. Can't you just feel the tension in the air? The whole new year is about to begin. I can't wait to forget what year it is for a whole month. Tonight's the New Year's countdown in the plaza. I can't wait to say hi to the new year with everybody. Let's give 2023 a proper send-off, my dear. Absolutely. And Cookie. Tonight's the countdown. It's the last party of the year, so let's go all out. Oh my gosh. Well, everyone is all dressed up and I'm just literally in a sweater and shorts. But you know what? This island is very much a come as you are island. And with all the lessons that I learned about decorating and just accepting the limitations that I have, the restrictions I had, and it still came out okay, I'm really excited for the new year. I'm really excited and I cannot wait to share 2024 with you all, friends. I am so dang excited, but this island is my send-off to 2023. And if you have been here since the beginning, thank you so much. And if you've just seen this, there's a whole series for you to enjoy. So of this cohort, who's missing? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think, is it Molly, Bam, and Renee are missing. So it'll be cool to see them in the send-off for the new year. But I'm so excited. I'm so excited. And here we are in 10, 9. I can't keep up with the pace. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We did it. Happy New Year. Oh my gosh. I love this. Happy New Year. May this year hold exciting adventures for us all. Oh my gosh. We did it. We did it. We made it to the new year. It looks incredible. Yay. Friends, from the bottom of my heart, thank you all so much for watching this series. I had the best time. It was stressful. It was terrifying some days. And yet here we are. We have finished this island. Please be sure to visit the dream address. I would love to hear your thoughts. I would love to hear if you plan on doing a project like this, because the world is your oyster, or whatever is the vegetarian equivalent. I do also want to do a quick thank you to Cleo over at Composer Cleo for designing the jingle for this challenge. Please be sure to go check him out and give him your support. Again, a huge thank you to Dan over at Crossing Minute and Raven over at Froggy Crossing for helping me hash out the final restrictions and layouts for this challenge, and for Kato over at Console Kato, who commiserated with me while I was working on my challenge in October. Truly, this community is amazing and vibrant, and I don't know what I would be without you all. So again, wherever you are, whatever you celebrate, happy holidays, and as always, make art, play games, and encourage others to do the same. And I'll catch you next time. Bye.